So today I wanted to give some relationship advice because I actually was having a conversation with a friend and I realized something that I gave as advice to a friend of mine, and I thought it was valuable advice to share with you all. So my name is Angèle Cristina. I'm the founder of Wondrous Online Women, which spells wow. So the situation is that a woman is in a relationship and she is unhappy. And I wanted to share with you what made my friend click that she deserves better. And what my friend told me is that she realized that if she doesn't put herself first, she will continue attracting more of that. I believe in the law of attraction, so I believe that what you are, you will attract more of. So what you accept in the case of a relationship, you will attract more of. So if you're going to accept being treated less than, you are going to attract more of that same stuff. And I actually was in this kind of relationship myself as well, I think around 11 years ago. And today, as a coach, as a female empowerment coach, I know that that was a narcissistic relationship. The person I was with had very low self-esteem, so did not want me to do things that brought me joy, in fear that he's going to lose me or whatever. And obviously it backfired and it didn't work at all. But what made me realize that I was not in the right relationship is especially the fact that when I started doing theater again, I became alive because I loved it and I missed it so, so much. But to be honest with you, when I was in it, I did not realize that much. You need to step out. You need to speak to someone else. You need to see a different perspective for you to be able to look at it and realize that you deserve better, because that is it, darling. You deserve better. However, if you have never been in a decent relationship or a loving, beautiful relationship that you deserve, you have nothing to compare it to. And thus, you don't know what the standard is. You think that is normal. You think that the person not treating you right, in whatever margin or level it can go, because unfortunately it can go from, completely disregarding you and neglecting you, which is bad, but also it can go up to abuse. So obviously I'm not going to go into that, but there are, different versions of that. The fact is that I am here for you to remember that you deserve joy and you deserve to be treated well. And until I paused, zoomed out of my relationship and spoke to a friend who maybe was kind of like a coach, who helped me at the time, look at my relationship objectively. And I actually ended up doing a pros and cons list of what do I like in this relationship, what don't I like in this relationship. And the don't like was a very long list of around, I think, 26. And the things I liked were, I think, 5. And the list was screaming at me. Still, I was afraid to break up, but eventually I got down to it. And today, that experience helps me help other women. So if any of you watching are going through anything of this, I do offer a free chat with anyone who needs some support, not only relationships, also empowerment. But today I chose to address relationships because it came up today with my friend, and why not share, my tips with you. So if you don't have someone with whom to look at your relationship from a different perspective, that is literally what a coach does. A coach, at least my gift, is to speak with you and realize your potential. And if you don't realize your own potential, and if you are surrounded with negativity and self-talk that brings you down, because that's what you hear from the other person in your life, and there's not much joy and you're in a rut and you don't know where to go, but you're scared, if you're experiencing this, unfortunately, my dear, you're going to attract more of it. What you need to do is take action, and it's going to be uncomfortable. And that is the part in coaching that I call getting outside your comfort zone. When you get outside your comfort zone, you're going to take action to do something that is really, really uncomfortable, that you are nearly going to hate, to do. It's so uncomfortable, you want to scream. But most probably, that thing that is so uncomfortable for you to do is that one thing that you need to do. And I remember quoting, but without mentioning names, my friend was terrified because she has a daughter, and she said, it's going to break my daughter's heart, and I don't want to hurt her. And I made my friend realize that, you know what, your daughter actually deserves better. Your daughter needs to know what true love is all about. Your daughter needs to know that this is not okay. If she has a future boyfriend who treats her like your current partner does, is that okay? No, it's not okay. So she managed to see herself from her daughter's perspective as a female role model and realize that she needs to break the pattern. So if you are a parent and you are not sure and you're feeling very scared, also think of that perspective. It will be really, really nice for you to step out of your shoes for a moment and realize what they've been watching, because they have been looking at the dynamics at home. They have been hearing the disagreements, shouting, throwing of plates. I've heard so much. They've been sensing, they've been feeling, the friction between you. They see other couples holding hands and you don't. Like, there are many levels of this. So do stop for a moment to say, what are they learning? What are they absorbing? What are they thinking that the normal way to be treated and what love is? Is that what love is? If you know that what is happening in your life currently is not what you feel the true love is, then you need to take action. I am not in any way stating that this is going to be easy. But if you are an empowered woman who really wants change in your life, and somewhere behind, so much doubt, you feel you might, maybe, perhaps deserve love, deserve to be treated better. And with love, I mean also self-love, giving love to yourself. Most women who I meet during my coaching calls and during my sessions feel they don't even deserve love. And I feel that is part of the challenge. If you don't feel you deserve love, guess what we're going to attract? Lack of love. So if I wake up in the morning and knock the water bottle off my nightstand and there's a disaster on the floor and I stamp my feet and then, I start the day on a bad note, most probably I'm going to have a really crappy day. Not everything might be crappy, but I already had that perspective for the day and I'm really peed off, right? Whereas, and obviously, again, it's a very simple example to, relationship level and comparison. If I wake up and I drop my water bottle and laugh it off and, I think it's hilarious or whatever, I take it with a pinch of salt or it does, I don't know, whatever. But my perspective of the reaction of what happened, that is the secret. The reaction to what happens is flipped and I choose to laugh and I choose joy rather than anger, then I'm going to have a more joyous day. This is a very, very simple example. Another very easy example is if you meet up for a coffee with a person who is joyous or with a person who's negative. Automatically, you become more joyous or more negative. I hope you get my vibe and you get my gist. So the more you're going to stay in the same rut of an uncomfortable, unloving, undeserving relationship, you are attracting more by staying in it. And I know this is hard to hear, but I am one of those coaches who just speaks as it is. You actually need to hear this with love, because some people they speak to their friend and their friend's kind of like, no, that's not going to get you anywhere. You need to take action. You need to take care of your finances. You need to open your own bank account. There are so many steps that you need to do so that you start attracting your independence. You start realizing yourself that you can do this. And yeah, you do need that person to listen to you objectively, so that they do not have an influence. So if I don't know you, and even if I do, I am that kind of friend, I really, really would like you to realize how deserving you are of joy. I'm not even going to go about love, like not yet. If you are in a relationship, let's call it a toxic relationship, you don't want to hear about love. However, I am pleased to share with you that at least 3 people who I've worked with are in awesome relationships. One to be married, one engaged, the other one living with her partner. So yeah, let's say I've had good results. And we weren't necessarily working on the relationship, we were working on the person, on the woman. So yeah, this is what I do and what I would love to help you with, to support you with, to listen to you, to make you realize that you are so worth it. I think some of you watching this might have not heard it before. Maybe you've never heard that you are beautiful, that you are enough, that you are, worthy. There are so many things that we lack, unfortunately, in our upbringing. And when I was still in Malta, I was a drama teacher, so I always worked with confidence with my students. And that is something that I still do. It's part of self-love. For me now, I call it self-love. I think it's more of an empowering message and name that I give it. But yeah, if you want to understand, it's confidence. It's me making you confident within yourself, me making you realize that you deserve better, and me making you realize that whoever is around you, especially if you have children as well, but not only, but even if you do, they are watching, and however you are behaving, they are thinking that that is okay, that is the norm, that is the standard, and they can roll with it themselves. Don't forget that we are patterns. So if there's a pattern going on, perhaps it has happened to your parents, or it has happened in your family or in your previous relationships, and you're like, but why do I always attract the same type of guy? Yeah, that's why, basically. Well, I don't want to rant too much, but I absolutely love this topic. So first of all, thanks for watching. If you feel you have a friend who needs to hear this advice, and you know that they're going through a tough time and they need some support, and you've been trying your best but you don't know what else to support them with, yeah, feel free to share this video. And you are absolutely deserving of love, anyone who's watching this. Don't forget that you are amazing, beautiful, and wondrous.